in and out. It's that door in,
Yeah.
and the one next to it out, and they're in the. Are you ready? Clubs like this, the people who create them, I know from personal experience, you don't do it for thank yous, you don't do it for pats on the back, and you don't do it for recognition. You do it because you care, and it's selfless personalities and the compassion that they show, not just for in the community, but for colleagues and for friends. So the PFA, and especially my department, and our head of department, Dr. Adam White, is with us today, we wanted to recognise somebody who has put their heart and soul into making lives for other people better. And I'm incredibly proud that every year we will be presenting the Jeff Astle Award for services to dementia and brain health. So, John, people who share their time and inspire so many to the extent that you have deserve a special thank you. And sometimes it can be difficult to express a suitable thank you to someone who has made such a difference to so many lives. And it takes the dedication of really committed people to help families or individuals in their time of need. Your commitment to this memory club is evident in everything that you do. So thank you, John, for giving your time to people who need it the most. The world would be a much lonelier place if it wasn't filled with the likes of caring and selfless people like yourself, John. May you be proud of the work you have done, the person that you are, and the difference that you've made. So the winner of the Jeff Astle Award in special recognition for their service to brain health in 2024 is John Breck. And ladies and gents, when I told my mum that we were having a Jeff Astle Award and that John had won it for this year, she wanted to come along herself and present the trophy. So my mum's here, Mrs. Lorraine Astle. Yeah.
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Thank you, everybody.
I suppose I'm supposed to say something. I've got a lot of other things to go through and some guests here today. You know, funny enough, I thought there were a few people here, celebrities and what have you, but well, I can mention it now, but thank you very much. But there's all that took into consideration. I've got Dave Bentley, I've got Liz Womble, I've got Paul Stancliffe, I've got Mick Lang. It's not just me. I've got a tremendous team. I've got the volunteer girls. I'm going to forget somebody, I know I am. But the main people are the players, the ex-players, and obviously supporters at this theatre in here, but it's the ex-players. We've got to look after these lads, and we do as best, as you all know now. We're really proud that Sheffield Wednesday have started it. Sheffield United, Tony does a great job. Sean does a great job at Chesterfield. They've come on board, and obviously Penny's been driving it from Notts County, and we've got Southend, and we've got a lot of other clubs, and I've had 2 phone calls today from other clubs that they want to start it. We opened Mansfield the other day, so it's spreading now. I'd like every football club in England to do it. We've even got non-league clubs getting involved now, so it's spread, and it's we're quite proud of it at Rotherham. So I can't thank the club enough. The football club back me in everything I do. The chairman right down to the cleaners and whoever's involved cleaning this room up after we've gone. But I'd also like to, I'd started before this. We've got Dr. Adam White here from the PFA Brain Health. We've got Dawn and her mum Lorraine. Now I know why you're here. I've just shown Lorraine. She was on about her husband played, but this is only 12-year-old, this stadium. But I've just pointed over there to the Millmore, and she can remember going to Millmore, and it's all intact. And it's brought memories back for Lorraine as well. Obviously, Pat's here, Paul's here, and Sam's here from the PFA. I thought it was a good turnout from you lads here today, so I knew there was something. But it's an honour, and but we don't do it for that so much. It's just about a great get together, and if we can connect, and don't forget the partners to these lads who are suffering.
I know John, obviously through him creating the Rotherham Memory Club and the Millers Memory Club, and he always strikes me as a very private, unassuming man, and I know from my own experience that when you set something up or begin something, a campaign or whatever, you don't do it for recognition, you don't do it for 1,000 thank yous, you don't do it for pats on the back. You do it because you care and you want to make a difference to other people's lives. And the impact that this club has had on John's friends and former colleagues has just been incredible, but also the fact that it's been a catalyst for other football clubs making their own memory clubs too, which is incredible. And even though he's very private, and as I say, he wouldn't want any of this, I just think it's important every now and again that we recognise his dedication, his empathy, and all that hard work that goes into making a really successful club, and he absolutely thoroughly deserves it.
I think it's important for the players and for the families. You know, sometimes the families, the carers have forgotten. And having been a carer for Jeff, it's important, you know, they're included and people know that they are thinking about them and what the task they take on. I know we have one at West Brom, and we've been to it 2 or 3 times, and it was an absolute privilege today to come to Rotherham United and to present John with the trophy.
Oh, it's incredible, and I know, you know, things have been different. Dad would love something like this,
yeah.
Wouldn't he? And you would have enjoyed it just as much with speaking
because it's
to
a very
wives.
lonely illness. It was for me and for Jeff. He remembered very little, and so he couldn't really have conversation. And I'm sure something like this that we could have come to would have helped Jeff, and I think it could have triggered his memory and got talking, and things could have come to the front that you thought had been long forgotten. And it would have been good for me because there were people in the same situation that I was in, and you can sit and talk and know that you're not on your own. So I think it's absolutely marvellous.
This is the first one, like ever, and when we was thinking about it, well, it took no thinking about really. It was, you know, it was always going to be John and the impact that he's had on so many lives. And when I presented it to him, I think the last few sentences, I said, you know, be proud of the work you've done, be proud of yourself, and be proud of the difference that you've made to people's lives, because you should be, because he's a very private, selfless man who has put other people who have been less fortunate than him, just giving them a little bit of hope and a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. It's massive. It really, really is. I mean, you only have to talk to the wives who are in there with the players, and it means so much to them. And And it's important they know that it's on set days, it's a set time, and they know where they're going, and they literally wait for the next one. You know, it is mind-blowing, really, isn't it, that they've done this, and he's put, not himself, but other people's first, to try and just do his little bit to make their lives a little bit more easier.
Hell of a surprise, really. I mean, when we turned up, and because we're in the room for the first time, we've changed rooms. And I just looked round and I saw Dawn Astle and her mother, and I saw the PFA, 5 or 6 people from the PFA, and I thought, we've got a lot of visitors today, and I just thought, well, it's great this, because it's our Christmas one. But it was a real surprise, and you know, and I've got to thank Dawn and everyone involved, and the cause is there. It's not all about me. It's about the lads that's suffering and their partners that need a little bit of help and a little bit of love. And I just think you've seen it in that room there. That's where it's been today. We've had 2 hours of that, you know, good banter. Everybody having a good chat, everybody knowing each other, and there's a connection there. Ted Emsley and Tony Curry, they've mentioned it to me that, you know, it gave them the inspiration to do it. We went through and had a meeting with them when we'd set ours up. We'd been going 12 months. And Tony come on board, and they've done a great job at Sheffield United, and the word has spread. So I can't thank all the clubs now. I want every club to get behind these ex-players, and as I say, they need that little bit of help. It doesn't cost a lot to start it up. You know, we've got the PFA to help us with that, and we've got sponsors. So, you know, come on, all these other clubs, I want them. I can't thank Rotherham United enough from day one. They've been in support, you know, they give us the room, and we let us really have a free rein in there, and I just want every other football club to follow suit with that. I remember Jeff, I mean, what an header of a ball he was, what some centre forward he was. Just a little bit before my time, but I watched him a hell of a lot. And it was great because I went out onto the gantry there, just outside, showed her the Millmore, because she asked how long, she was really interested. She said, how old is this stadium? Where's the Millmore? Because Jeff played there with West Brom, and she remembered it. And she couldn't believe that it was still there. She says, oh, the floodlights. I says, yeah, it hasn't been knocked down yet, it's all there. We visited it the last game. Last meeting we all went across.
Oh, how lovely. And the dressing rooms and everything.
Yeah, everything's there. Yeah, just as he's left it. And the pictures there's some schoolboys playing. So it was really nice to be introduced to them. And I mean, I've known Dawn, obviously, with the work we're doing. But to meet Mrs. Astle, fantastic. We have had some success. A lot of people laugh at Rotherham United at times, but we've had some success at this club. So, but this goes along with it, and it's nice to get this. But as I say, there's so many. You know, there's Mick Leng, there's Paul Stancliffe, there's Liz Womble, Dave Bentley. It's a team effort, and they support me unbelievably. Like everybody does, yourself and everybody else at the club. The football in the community, Emma, she's come on board and she helps out. So we've got a good connection. Been going 4 years roughly, nearly 4 years. And if I can tell you, without these volunteers, this won't go ahead. So we've got a little Christmas present for you. And as I've always said, this football club is all about that. It's a community club, tight-knit, you know, we all know each other, and yeah, it's a fabulous place. You know, it's nice to get Rotherham out there, get Rotherham out in the public. That's what we like. I'm proud of the town. Brought up in the town, and some lovely people, some nice people in Rotherham. Very generous town.